got a long cord you got there, brother. Terrible sound quality from that angle. You got to go from the side, dude. You got to hit it with it. You know what I mean?
It really is one.
Oh,
Where are you?
That's what I'm
That's
talking
professional
about.
shit right there.
That sounds good.
Welcome back, everybody. This is my work podcast, episode 86. We're flying, boys. We're flying.
We are moving.
Exciting episode. We talked about it last episode, right? Talking about reading this book. Did we talk? Mentioned that, right?
Yeah, we were talking about how we were going to do reading lists.
Right. Book club. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
which is good. And so we read the first chapter. Bit of a miscommunication, how many chapters. But I think one chapter is good. They're pretty long chapters, so.
Yeah.
Well, they're not short.
Right.
So, I think one chapter is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Lot to talk about because of how good of a book it is. Lots to talk about in one chapter, for sure. So,
right.
I'm excited to talk about it. I literally just read the first chapter about the last 2 hours of my day. So,
Yep. Really pushed off till the end. A very bean dip thing to do. But
Very
hey, Dilbit's fucking getting it done early. He's fucking working hard for this podcast.
What page you on?
Don't test me, boy.
What page are you on?
No, don't do that. I'm better than you. I'm already better than you.
What? He didn't finish the chapter.
I didn't finish the chapter. So,
I've been trying to hype you up right now, and I kept on telling you it's like you.
And I can bring him down.
I still win. I did it before Tanner.
Yeah, but I finished it before you.
Yeah, but you also are ugly, so this doesn't help the situation. So I did it.
Male wins
He
here.
sucks. I'm better.
So
That's
I read the first 2 chapters in like 20 minutes.
so
that's good. Good for fuck. No, I'm not.
And
so,
made
go
notes.
ahead.
to be fair,
Good for you.
To be fair.
not really to be fair, but me myself, could I have finished the chapter before today? Yes. Could I have better organization of my time? Yes. And that's my fault.
Yeah.
I take full
all right.
responsibility. You see what I did there?
Ah, there we
Extreme
go.
ownership.
There we go.
learned a thing or two. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Hopefully.
yeah.
That's the goal, is
sure.
to learn something and actually
I had about
take your
8
lessons and put it into
key
practice.
things that really stood out to me, so we'll talk about it. So I'll go first, but before we dive into the book, Extreme Ownership by Jocko, Willink, and Leif, Babin, Dilly brought the drink, and I'm first curious, what's the drink? Who makes it?
Snapple.
What design are we got going here? I've never seen this
Exactly.
before.
Right.
Why does it look like a knockoff brand?
It looks like a fucking dildo of some sort. It's a weird.
That's a
So,
man, that'll wreck you in 3 different spots.
yeah, it's definitely snap ya. So I picked these because I was like, the glass bottle.
What happened to the glass
What
bottle?
happened to the glass bottle?
Exactly.
You need that crack. You know, when you open Snapple.
Oh god, it's so good.
Yeah,
When you
that-
close it and you can tap the
It's like-
top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
And now,
it can't be an
this?
environment thing, right?
I don't think so. I don't
Right?
think
Glass
this
has
is-
got to be better,
I'd rather.
right?
I feel like glass is more reusable than plastics,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like you can melt
Think so.
glass back down and make more bottles way
Right.
faster, right?
Right. Definitely. No doubt about
Yeah.
it.
Way more
In
realistic.
plastic, there's just a lot
I-
of that going on, right?
My guess, if I could guess, somebody took over the company that probably was like, I have an idea. This isn't cost effective, so let's do
It's
something
going to be
cost effective.
26.2% better
Yeah.
for profit margins if we do this.
Plastic.
It probably is way cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper, actually.
In the end,
But-
fuck the customer.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
pretty much.
Fuck them.
That's
So, do you
sad.
think this is actually? I almost want to look this up. If this is like their full-on new brand? I'm guessing so.
I
no.
bet it is.
That would be unbelievable because this looks like garbage.
Yeah. Looks
This
like
looks like garbage.
doo-doo water.
CEO of Snapple,
Robert Gamgort.
Chairman and CEO of Keurig Dr. Pepper. Okay,
Wow.
well, I guess that's a big food and beverage company. Okay, now what? Who's Snapple owned by? Oh,
Dr.
that's his
Pepper.
name?
Keurig, Dr. Pepper.
There's
Owned by-
nothing on here that says
That's his
this was a
name.
recycled bottle. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. It does. No
at the
artificial
bottom.
flavors. Black and green tea. Bottle is made 100% from recycled plastics.
Just search up Snapple branding or
I mean, I
bottle
guess
branding. I think it looks like shit. To be
I
honest
think
with you.
Yeah, I'm not
it does
sure.
look like shit, but I mean, I guess if they're like trying to help the world and like using all recycled plastics to make their bottles now and destroy the fucking plastic trash that's in the ocean.
You guys actually nailed it. The switch to plastic, there's multiple articles,
sales.
and lightweight reduces transportation cost, which is interesting to think about. So
Yeah, they say it helps the environment. I think it's bullshit. I think they're saying it makes way more money.
Well,
Yeah,
I think it's
for
like
sure.
it helps the environment, but in the end,
Better
money.
Better.
I think it's like
fuel economy.
5% helps the environment. You know what I mean? So they could say it because technically it helps a little bit, but mainly they did it because of sales.
I think. Oh yeah, and I think about it though. If it's loaded up in a truck, it's probably weighs.
I mean,
a lot
that
less,
also
too.
helps the environment as well because that's less gas to transport.
Yeah.
So
But
it is more eco-friendly per se if they are using recycled plastics
Right.
and all this and that. But I think that's just a side benefit. I think their
Was
main
it good
goal
was
was
it good though
probably
to
make money.
sacrifice the brand though? Like this looks like a totally different.
Well, let's see. Let's hear what the pop sounds like.
Oh, you know it ain't gonna be good. You know it's not. Here we go. The new Snapple.
so sad, dude.
So depressing.
That was it.
That's the new Snapple, guys.
And is
This
it on the
world we
bottom?
live in.
Is there a little tip on the bottom?
Yeah, it does. What's,
So-
Oh my
what's mine
God.
say?
I'll
Real
go.
fact 122. A duck can't walk without bobbing its head.
I just noticed.
I want the mango.
I just noticed. I grabbed yours is a T, Snapple T. This is just Snapple.
Sweet. I'm
So I
keeping
don't know
it.
what I grabbed.
Yeah, I think mine's mango juice.
Well, I call the tea.
What? All right. What does my cap say? My cap. Hold on.
Peach tea. It's still good tea. Good peach tea.
Real fact 254. The only bird who can see the color blue is the owl.
Which one?
Which owl?
Yeah.
Who?
Who?
I don't know. Did you know that, Dilly? Did you hear me?
Say again. Sorry.
How'd you not hear it?
I was reading. My mind just
All right.
The
What's your
only
Say it more time.
bird that can see the color blue is an owl.
really.
What's your fact?
How'd you not read it first?
No, I read my fact first.
Well, why didn't you say it?
I was reading it as you were reading yours.
Well, what's your fact?
I was reading it in my head. Children have more taste buds than adults.
Well, I think
Yeah,
that's
that's safe
very
to-
obvious,
Yeah,
right?
like that's like no shit.
It's neat, but
Mine tastes like
mine tastes really sugary.
Mine's the standard peach tea standarding.
Very good though, I will say.
yeah, this is just juice.
Can I try a sip of that one?
Yeah, you can. It's like 23 grams of sugar. That's a soda.
Yeah, that one's cranked too. That's got a lot.
Let me see this one.
This one has 40 grams.
Yeah, dude.
no way!
Check that one. I think
This
that
is
one
24.
Does too.
No, this
Okay.
one's 24. That one's the most. Are you kidding me?
Oh no, per bottle. You're looking at the per bottle side. Per bottle.
Oh no.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you got
it's
40
48
per serving. Who the fuck drinks?
per serving. What's
What's the serving?
It's half a bottle.
Isn't that the dumbest thing ever when they like do the serving size thing where it's
Right.
like a monster can and each monster can is 2 serving size and it's like, well, what do you expect me?
Exactly. Like I'm
to
not gonna
stop.
drink the whole thing.
Yeah, like if it's the twist off tops monsters, it's like okay, then I can actually like like close it, put it in the fridge, come back to it.
But those things are massive.
Exactly, but those
Let me
like
try that one.
that snap. Okay, but I'm taking it back.
All right,
Yeah, but the snap open monsters, it's like okay, two servings per can. It's like I'm not gonna. You can't
Yeah,
close
you
it.
can't
So
close it.
it's,
I'm
it's
drinking it
Pandora.
all.
It's Pandora's box, bro.
They
Like,
just- yeah,
like
it's true. And they just put it on there because they have to. But
It's interesting. Lots of very.
the worst
sugary.
one, super. I didn't realize how sugary they were.
I sipped it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's.
it's
but I didn't think
delicious,
it was that
but
much.
they're
is,
delicious. But
because it's just liquid sugar.
yeah,
It's literally a soda, but they make it look like it's
It's-
healthier.
I think Coke has less sugar.
it's
than
the
that.
gateway
Yeah.
drug version for teas. You
Right.
get it into tea. You start at Snapple.
right.
You go over to Lipton, and then Celestial Seasonings, and then
Or
eventually you
Go
get
crazy
into
with a liquid death one.
yep, and then you, yeah,
Gotta get off of it.
start slapping your veins, and you're
Got that
loose.
straight
You got that loose leaf block tea.
black tea. Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of those weirdo that goes to a tea bar and you buy your loose leaf tea, and you got your whole fucking mechanisms for making it, and you're the person that tells every one of your friends, it's like, I just can't do that pre-bagged shit anymore. It's not even tea. You gotta go with the loose leaf. If you don't grind your own tea leaves.
I feel like that's exactly how everybody talks at Snapple.
Yeah.
And I am not in favor of Snapple at all after this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
New branding and plastic bottles, you're done.
And I
The
don't
new
know.
logo is that has to be a new logo, right?
Probably. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
kind of want to fucking see if it's
I don't-
an old logo or not, but
I
don't
feel like the
it.
old glass bottles just said Snapple.
Yeah,
right.
They
But
looked
the
awesome.
whole thing, what it had is like its iconic look. Like for many brands, right? For like orange juice and stuff like that, you can kind of imagine what it looked like. Oh, come on now.
They're on Amazon. I
It's
guess.
not even close. Oh, that's iconic.
Yeah. God, that looks
That's
amazing.
so depressing, what it looks like now.
Well, it sucks because they're trying to save money and they just lost their whole probably fan base.
Right. So what's
Yeah, it looks
is
like
it worth more like doing that or
What's
not?
worth more, saving money or losing all the people that
Right.
like the product?
I'm guessing the latter.
Yeah, that's the thing.
don't
People
know.
are
I don't know.
nuts. Oh yeah, he's
don't know.
classic. You can get
The 6-pack Johnsons. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Come on now.
16 ounce, 12 bottles.
Yep.
Jesus. $25.
All right.
Terrible for
Still-
ordering
It
that.
still exists.
So-
So that's cool.
It is pretty crazy. So good drink. So yeah, not bad. I can't believe how much sugar that is in those. That blows my mind. I don't remember that at all. I can't remember what ones I was obsessed with too in high school. I would always get like maybe the peach tea. I don't know.
That's the one I have.
Oh, that is the one you have. I don't know then.
Let me
It was
read
something crazy.
this. There's someone put a review.
A review on it.
Someone said, "Don't buy. I no longer buy it. The flavor is completely different and horrible tasting. I was excited to find the Snapple that is pictured, and at least this specific one, they got plastic bottles delivered, so they just got bamboozled. But I would imagine it tastes different. It's not going to seal the flavor.
I don't know. I
glass.
still think they taste fine. It's
Still
just
good. Mm-hmm.
just not the same.
But
It's not the same.
But that's a big deal, right? For some
That's huge.
fanatics.
It's a huge chain.
So yeah, crazy.
Crazy
I had
stuff.
no idea
It's
that
like
happened to
drinking
Snapple.
banquets out of the stubby bottle versus the cans.
True. There's a big difference.
Like they're still good, but it's like the stubbies.
cultural difference.
Yeah, it's still good, but like, are you really drinking a banquet if you're not drinking it out of a stubby?
Right.
that's the thing. Yep.
Okay, let's get into the book. I'm excited to talk about it, especially because it's fresh in my mind. Just read it.
Yep. So this just might work reading club.
That's
Um,
what I think we'll just change the name.
yeah,
of the
this just
podcast
might
for that-
read-
to that.
This just might work
Right
book
now.
club.
Dilly's gonna finish
Um,
the chapter as we speak.
So
Yeah,
from
here we
here
go.
on out, we'll actually, if
Trying to jog
any
my memory.
viewers want to read along with us,
Correct.
and leave comments on what they thought,
Right.
they can.
Please do.
So we'll tell you. So yeah, we're only going over chapter 1 today, and then next week we'll go over chapter 2 and
Right.
3. Okay.
Oh, chapter 2 and 3 in episode 87.
Yeah, I feel like 2 chapters.
You want to do 2 chapters?
Yes.
Let's do that. It's more.
We're gonna take way too long if
Yeah.
we
Get through a book.
if we go a chapter at a time. So
I'm with
Yep.
it. Yeah.
2
I'm with
chapters,
it.
and then who knows? For different books, we might go 1 chapter. For certain books, we might go 3 chapters. Who knows?
Right.
Just depends on the book. But this
So-
one, I feel like 2 chapters a week
Okay.
is good.
But this week we did 1 chapter, the first chapter.
Yep.
Just an introduction. To be fair,
To be fair.
So I made Dilly. Dilly skips all the introduction and the precursor and all that stuff. He just goes right to the chapter.
Except for books. I read books. I do that.
Yep.
I do.
What do you mean?
Like, I skip videos, introduction.
No, but you did that with this book.
No, I didn't skip the introduction.
I made you go back.
What, did I?
Yeah, remember? You were like, I just started with page 1.
Oh, okay. Well, I
And
don't
I
know
was
if
like,
can
we got to go back. Read
set
all the
forward.
intro.
Oh, yeah, probably. Most likely. Sounds like me.
But the intro of this book is like
It's pretty cool.
almost 20 pages long.
Yeah.
If not more than that,
Yeah.
actually. So, without knowing, I thought that was the first chapter. I just was reading, right?
Nice.
I didn't really know there was a break. I knew that I was reading some kind of introduction,
Yeah.
but then there was like an actual introduction,
Yeah.
and which I thought was chapter 1, and that was about like 15 pages out of
Right.
like the 25 of the, full front beginning of the book.
Yeah.
So then I read like 25 pages and got to when it said chapter 1. I'm like, oh,
Oh no.
I got to read a lot more. But
Right.
I got the first chapter fully done and the introduction and all that stuff. So
All right, so let's go over the introduction really quick. What happened?
Okay.
What do they talk about in the introduction, and then we'll go with thoughts.
So I thought, let me find my first tab and see where that's at. It's in the preface. Okay. So what did I mark down here on the preface? First thing I marked down in this book. Oh, he said, like, they have solemn responsibility to protect them with the utmost seriousness. And I think what he was talking about there was just everybody that they went to war with. And
let's just go over the overarching of the introduction. Like, what did they talk about, and then we'll go into little bits.
Well, I think what I took away from it was just them explaining what type of book it's going to be, with it not being kind of like any other one you're going to read.
Correct.
Specifically, I think, and with that sentence I just read, like protecting who they went into battle with and all the people they talk about, they don't, they try to protect them at all costs, and pictures and stuff like that. It came from,
Active
Leif and,
war zones.
right, and Jocko
With
and
special
everything.
forces, yeah.
So I thought that was really cool to explain that, and I think for Dilly read the first 5 words of chapter 1, and he wanted to throw the book away. But then I made him read the preface.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like war stuff, because he's anti-military and anti-American.
I'm not
Exactly.
anti, but
He's a communist. Yeah.
I'll wait for you to be done, then we'll say.
But I think my
I'll
point is, then you read the preface and everything and realized what type of book it was going to be, because how they explained it.
Yeah,
the introduction and stuff like that.
Yeah, they pretty much ixnay the whole, like, this is just going to be another
military book or whatever.
War story, fucking gun-toting American
not,
hero story. This is not necessarily that.
And I think that's what actually got my attention. He said this isn't going to be that, and I was like, okay, cool, like that's good to know. And
because you're anti-military.
And that not anti-military, I'll go into it, but
that's what it's for. Talk about it.
I think it was cool in the introduction. Basically, he's basically saying he knows a lot of people that have read this book, that whatever career you're in, it applies to any career, any person, and you can
said that a lot.
Extreme ownership. So yeah.
Let's see.
So basically, just it's interesting so far. So I see what I feel like I can kind of see what's happening with the first chapter. I think it's really cool. He's showing all, telling everybody all the tactics about the SEALs. So about how they lead and everything. And
so basically, so like the introduction was basically just like hey, this is what the book's going to be, kind of like, and then a mini taste of like what that is.
Yeah.
Right, essentially. He told a story. Leif Babin told a story in the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a little marking down on when he gets to like how to making a decision in that intense moment in that story. Mm-hmm. So the fact of like he, without hesitation, engage the enemy fighters. Very interesting and quite the story to start off with.
True.
And I thought that was really engaging to start the book like that in the introduction. It's not even in chapter 1.
Yeah.
In fact, you put it slapping before in that. I think it was a good way to start the book. So
yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was a good introduction to the book, and it's been a great read. I've really enjoyed it so far. Let me try to find my next tab.
All right, so chapter 1.
Okay.
Do one of you guys want to give the overarching what happened in chapter 1, or
Dilly, what do you think?
Are you fit to not talk about what you thought yet?
Yeah.
Not talk about little details that you found interesting, just overarching summary of what they said in chapter 1.
See, I'm trying to remember all the details. I'm going to see what I can remember from it.
Okay, I'll try to say some stuff, see if you can bounce off it.
Because he ran up, he said, because I'm trying to visualize
it was Jocko.
This was one of Jocko's chapters, so they talk about at the beginning of each chapter, they'll say who wrote it. It was either Leif Babin or Jocko Willink that wrote each chapter. So this one was one of Jocko's chapters.
So that's
Which I think is a really cool way to go at this book. So
it was neat. They were talking about just the way they described everything. You can kind of picture it in your mind. He said it was quiet. It was a quiet night, right? And he was talking about like they couldn't see anything, but they looked through the night vision goggles and night vision, whatever they call it. And they were looking for enemies. It sounds real bland. I mean, I don't remember.
Want me to just pick it up?
So I think
I don't remember.
I think he's just describing that introduction story.
Yeah,
that's the introduction story.
That's not
chapter
so
one? Chapter 1.
Nah, I don't know.
So chapter 1 is to give this.
That was Leif Babin's story. You're thinking
about. So chapter 1 is one of Jocko's stories. First one. So chapter 1 is extreme ownership. So same title as the whole book.
Right.
And so has to do with extreme ownership. Gives an example. So the military story that he gave from combat was while on Task Force Bruiser in Ramadi, Iraq, and this and that and whatnot. We're sending out missions. It was probably fresh in the timeline of them being on their deployment to Ramadi. So they like pretty much like lay of the land. Like there's Marine Corps active units here, there's Army active units, there's Air Force active units, there's Special Forces units. There's a lot of people going in a lot of places, and it's all in just one city. That doesn't mean everyone's on the same landline or the same communication network, so it's kind of hard.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. You need to make sure people are in the places that they said they're going to be, so that way there's no friendly fire.
Oh, the friendly fire.
Blue on blue.
Okay.
Now I remember.
Yep, there you go. So
now I remember.
Jocko is talking about how there was a sniper element, a sniper team, so that includes 1 or 2 snipers, machine gunners, and just support networks, but guys to provide security while the snipers are looking down a scope, because obviously they can't provide their own security when they're looking down a scope.
Right.
So like probably 10, 14 dudes. Included with Iraqi soldiers, because it was like a mixed thing to train up the Iraqi soldiers to take care of themselves, essentially, so they didn't have to rely on the Americans. So they're up in this house, first house that they, and obviously how military works is before any mission happens, there's a whole run-through, and everyone that might be involved will be at that run-through, and so that way every single person that might be involved knows what house, what times, what people, who they are, what goes down to what blood type they have, what guns they have, how much water they have, how much ammunition they have.
It's amazing, the planning.
Yeah, super detailed. So before daybreak, because Islamic nation, so everyone starts off the day doing the prayer towards the rising sun in Islamic nation, and whatnot, and then the day kind of starts and everything goes crazy. So they need to get there before daybreak. So they go. It's dark. Can't see that the vantage point from that rooftop that they originally planned on using is no longer going to work. They call in saying they're going to move locations to a house 2 or 3 blocks down the street, and so that's what they do. And as they do that, there's another Army unit with Marine Corps advisors that are helping locate and decide what buildings need to get bombed by aircraft and whatnot that are going through and doing patrols as well. So before they got contacted and let know that these guys moved and now they're in building 6 instead of building 2 and whatnot, they just start opening up because they just think it's enemy fire, because in those cities and urban environments, if someone's shooting and everyone's pointing rifles out windows, you assume it's enemy fire. And whatnot. So they're fighting each other. People get wounded.
One person died, right?
Yeah, I think one person died or something like that. And so, shooting back and forth, blah, blah, blah. The fucking Army unit with the Marine Corps advisors are asking for bombing runs and tanks. And then, or they're asking for 50 cal machine guns and bombing runs for support because they can't handle it on their own with what they have. And then the guys in the building are asking for tanks because they can't handle what they're dealing with.
And that's when Jocko enters.
Yeah, so
the battlefield.
So he's in the command element back at the base, and here he's hearing screaming and gunfire from both parties through the radio. And it's only when he gets there he realizes that they're shooting at each other, and the reaction force and the support they're asking for is to continue to attack the other person, because neither one of them realized through breaks of communication and improper communication and support and stuff like that, that they are who they were. Because the Army guys were there not on the right time frame. They were there hours and hours ahead of when they were
2 hours before.
Yeah, they were there hours before they were supposed to be, so they were unexpected to the sniper team, and the sniper team wasn't in the building that the Army team was expecting the sniper team to be in. So everyone gets confused. They start shooting at each other, and a lot of people could have died.
So what I thought was funny, real quick, chime in, was when he first went up to the house and like went through the gate, that front gate, and then they like looked at him and realized like, how the heck did you get to the front gate? Where it was like,
how did you just go through that hail of storm?
Yeah, exactly.
That storm of
bullets. So then it was like at this moment where like those guys in the front, like
they were like, oh,
front yard and everything of this house were like, oh, fuck, blue on blue. Which I also learned that's what
I didn't know what term
blue on blue means. So that's cool to know.
And obviously, just like they were talking about, like motherfuckers want to kill a whole entire country if one of their friends gets shot in combat.
Right.
So then how the fuck do they handle themselves when the person that shot and killed their buddy in combat
It's your other brother.
is your other buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tears people apart.
It ruins you,
it's-
It ruins you. It's
Of
horrible.
course.
No one
It's-
wants that.
It is terrible. So,
And it's one of the risks of war, especially urban warfare. And okay,
Yeah.
so that's the whole thing. They get back, and then just like every other military thing, there was that pre-planning that everyone talks about everything, and this and that. Every single mission in the military after you get back also goes through a debrief where you talk about literally every single thing that you talk about. People send up
Right.
reports, and then you get all together and you're like, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? So that
Right.
way for next mission you can avoid wrong things.
It's pretty
And
cool.
because there was a blue on blue and this and that, huge investigation, just like when I had my fuck up and it went through a 7-ton windshield, there was an investigation.
right.
Yeah.
There was an investigation for here too. And just like if they were headhunting when I went through a windshield and they were looking for someone to demote and fucking kick out because I was a big fuck up.
Right.
So if that happened for just going through a windshield and no one died, then imagine what the fuck happens with a blue on blue when people are shooting at each other. It's fucking insane. They were they were ready to fucking kick somebody out and get them
Right.
really bad fucked up for
So-
the rest of their lives. And in the end, he was like, had to perform this plan and this and that and give a debrief of everything that was happening. And he had the option of either and it was justifiably if he could have gone after a radio operator for fucking up, not doing the communication sync correctly, or fucking up on the advisors for not recognizing who is who, or fucking up this person for not verifying these individuals, or fucking up this person for this and this.
And he
There
wasn't
was a
even
lot
close
of
to the
fucking
battlefield, right? At
shit
the
ton,
time.
miles and miles
Right.
away.
Yeah.
Shit ton of people were making mistakes left and right
Be
the whole
super
day.
frustrating for himself, right?
What happened there was a giant collection of fuck ups, and he could have pointed the finger at a lot of people and got a lot of people fucked up, but instead he took extreme ownership and he said, the buck stops at me. I'm the man in charge. It's not their job. It's their job to do things right.
Right.
It's not their job to notice when they did something wrong and correct themselves necessarily.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just their job to do things right and do as they're told.
But I thought it was
It's my
great.
job to notice when something's going wrong and correct things.
Correct it from
I thought it
there,
was
yeah.
great when he was given that presentation about what went wrong and whose fault it is and stuff. And when how he almost waited for like 5 guys to
Yeah,
say
I
it was
circled
their-
every single one. It's like
Yeah.
negative, no,
Yep.
incorrect, still not you.
Right. Yeah, so that was really cool.
Wow.
And then it just gives more of a point that it was
Yeah.
him, the leader, that is to blame, right?
And then going into second story of the chapter
Right.
is in the civilian side.
right. This was
He's
interesting.
assisting a VP of marketing or a VP of operations in this giant big company that has multiple factories across the country and this and that and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
This VP is probably sounds like he was pretty new, and he came on board and they were like, okay, what are you going to do to cut sales? Kind of like the Snapple thing. It's like, what's your plan to cut fucking costs and to improve profit margins and this and that and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And his plan was to make people work harder and faster voluntarily through bonuses and get people more consolidated so that way they don't have to spend as much money on real estate and utilities.
Right.
And have only a couple of factories make a lot more things instead of a shit ton of factories make little things.
Right.
And this and that and blah, blah, blah. And he kept on getting pushback from the people at the factories that were going to be running it because obviously the VP can't go to every factory and run every single factory every single day. He has to rely on his managers there to do it.
Right.
And then he got pushed back for the bonuses. He got pushed back for the consolidations. He got pushed back for all of the things and whatnot. And then the boards kept on going to him and they're like, why the fuck are we not seeing differences? Why the fuck are the
Right.
things you're saying that we're going to do aren't happening, this and that. And instead of taking ownership like Jocko did in his military example, initially anyway,
Right.
initially he wasn't taking ownership. He was making excuses. He was like, well, the managers aren't willing to listen and they're not telling the employees how I told them and this and
Right.
that and blah, 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 and these and those. And making excuses. And finally, Jocko got him to realize and look the way around and be like, no, it is my fault. If they're not teaching it right, it's not because they're not teaching it right. It's because I didn't teach them correctly to teach the others.
Right.
And this and that and the other thing. And it finally starts turning it around and they actually see forward momentum and progress towards the plans that VP was actually initially planning on. Finally, after taking ownership of his shortcomings and his inability to properly lead.
Which is hard to do. right?
Extremely.
So that's why it was really interesting to see that conversation kind of drawn out like that. So
That's pretty cool. I'm curious to see, because I'm assuming this transitions to
Now, big
real
takeaway.
I'm assuming this transitions to like helps apply these tactics to real life. That's what he's talking about. Oh, like say real life.
Well, that's how.
All
So, again, for the viewers that want to read along with us in this book club, every single chapter is like this. Every single chapter has military story
Ah, damn it. Yep.
and lessons.
Okay.
And then the second half is the same exact lessons they learned in the military
Okay.
translated into civilian sector through VP of marketings or
Okay.
managers at this lab or whatever.
That is pretty cool, actually. I could
So
see
yeah, first half
They compare.
military story and where they learned the lesson or example in the military lesson,
And how-
and then translates it into the same exact lesson will make you successful in the civilian sector. You don't need
It's
to be in the
pretty cool.
military to have this trait.
That is pretty cool.
Just another thing that I marked down here that I thought was pretty cool, and kind of obvious when you start kind of understanding the story within the chapter, but maybe it's not obvious. Maybe that's the wrong word, but I think it's a great point that you take full control and ownership
Yeah.
over the failures, but it's the complete opposite for successes.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's exactly. So the first time I ever heard that, which I'm assuming you probably read this book or something, but one of my chief warrant officers,
Okay.
before I went on deployment and before I first read this book,
Right.
sat us down in the office because we fucked up one time and we weren't doing something properly. Like he put a deadline like, hey, we need to get this, and this done in the electronic fucking maintenance
Right.
cycling system. And now we have our fucking eggs on face because we fucked up when we didn't do it.
Of course.
And when he sat us down, and historically all my leaders did this, is like points at me and says, you fucked up here, 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 here. Fix your fucking self before I fucking fix you. And I'm never fucking worked with me ever.
Of course.
And then this guy, and it's essentially the same as fucking being a disappointed parent. When a
Okay.
fucking parent goes, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Classic.
fuck, that hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt the fucking soul. I'm
Right.
just disappointed. That's the most stinging pain,
For sure.
is the disappointing. And he goes, it's none of your fault. It's my fault. It's not your fault that we fucked up. It's not your fault that we failed at this mark, and almost every single measurable mark we could, we
Yep.
failed at. It's not because of you. It's because of me. I didn't train you right. I didn't prepare you right. So tell me what I need to do to prepare you and train you and help you and support you in order for you to be able to complete this. And it's like
Yep.
all of us were dumbfounded and just silent. And then we worked way fucking harder.
And I think to go along with that example too, another great point. I don't think I marked down specifically, but it's just that it rubs off on the subordinates, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was a really good point as well. That you having that extreme ownership is just going to be
Right.
it's just going to melt down to everybody else,
Right.
And they're going to treat everybody else like that, which will only be super great for everybody.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, we can get into some key takeaways. So, just to like give further examples and whatnot.
Right.
So yeah, like I was making notes on literally page 18. So at the very beginning of the chapter,
Okay.
bad supplies. So like, yeah, broken communication systems, absolute mayhem in the city, inaccurate
Right.
information, poorly drawn, incorrectly drawn maps, over 300 personnel that he had to watch over from miles of miles away, all through just a radio. It's not like it was Saving Private Ryan where you could see them all on a live feed on a map or something.
Right,
It was
yeah.
just like going on a radio and pretending like you can imagine where they are. It's all starts before sunrise, so you're starting in darkness and you don't really understand. Everyone's shooting everywhere, so you don't know if that's just Iraqis shooting at Iraqis in the town because someone stole someone's goat, or
Right.
if it's your guys shooting at someone, or if it's them shooting at you and you don't realize it, or who the fuck knows. And then so there's all this like fucking absolute mayhem and this
Right.
and that, which even speaks more to what he was decided what to do and taking ownership of that.
Of course.
The environment itself was already so unforgiving. It's like, how are you going to manage any of it?
Yeah, and I thought when they got like a lot of the people out that they needed to and got organized with the whole thing, they still had an objective, right? They still had to go along with the plan and everything.
Right.
I thought there was when he was talking to like I don't know what the title is, but sergeant that was like leading one of the groups.
Yeah.
When after he first told him it was blue on blue, he still was like,
right.
Let's go, keep going with the plan. After we get everybody out, let's just.
And at least he was able to.
On.
He was able to recognize major red flags like someone asking to get bombs dropped on a building in the middle of the city. He was at least had the wherewithal of hearing that and saying, let's hold off. I'm going to go there before we drop bombs.
Right. No kidding.
And
then it would have been the most catastrophic
and
thing
then he
ever.
lays out certain points where he was talking about things weren't supposed to be him. Things that weren't his fault that absolutely contributed to this blue on blue.
Right.
The SEAL teams were in the building. They weren't initially supposed to be in, according to initial plans.
Right.
And then later on page 21, somehow a rogue element of Iraqi soldiers had strayed outside of the boundaries. So Iraqi soldiers, soldiers not even within the American military,
right?
People that were just working with, but didn't. So kind of were in charge of, but not really. That had AK-47, so from a distance also can possibly look like enemy combatants.
Of course.
Straight from whatever they were supposed to be doing and now just making a whole mix. That's not his fault.
Right.
And then it all leads up to this blue on blue, and he instantly recognizes that.
Right.
He doesn't play around. He doesn't pretend. He doesn't go back to the Humvee and he says, doesn't start screaming at guys and being like, how the fuck are they here? Why are you fucking here? And he doesn't start fucking figuring out the story without telling them. Before he does any of that, he first lays out the groundwork and tells the guys in the building and tells the guys outside it's a blue on blue.
Right.
Before he tries to get any answers for anything else, he makes sure that's known across the whole board.
Right. Because they're still in enemy territory, right? Where anything could happen at any time.
Right. And he absolutely had a chance to be like, everyone back to the base right now, not explain anything, try to kind of save his hide, and not let people necessarily realize what's happening initially. But he did the right thing and just instantly didn't hesitate and just owned up to the problem that happened is a blue on blue, even though he knew that was going to be a destroyer for him.
No kidding.
Everyone's going to look at him bad for the rest of his time there because of that fact.
Right.
And he just owned up to it multiple times. I kept on making notes of that.
It's great.
And then when he gets back, he instantly goes back to work. There was multiple missions planned for that day. He didn't halt any other missions because of that, because he understood just because of one mistake doesn't mean you can stop everything else, because that could create even further more mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And straight back to work, and while he's back to work, he's continuously getting distracted by all these emails coming in from other people saying, what the fuck is going on, blue on blue, blah, 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 this and that.
So you on 24?
24, 25, yeah.
So I have a markdown 24. I wanted. So yeah, I would just pretty much wanted to say what you were about to say, but is that when it says on the bottom, the last paragraph of 24?
Yeah, that's a verbatim copied email.
Okay, but before that, where it says word had rapidly spread that we had a blue on blue.
Yeah.
Is that a typo or
no?
That's
That
supposed to be had.
Had.
Does it have two hads on yours?
Had.
I wish. Where does that say that?
Sounds
the
right.
second sentence on the last paragraph of 24, where it says word had repeatedly spread that we had a blue on blue.
Had.
It sounds
I don't
weird, but
know.
it's
I'm not really that smart, but yeah, two hads doesn't make sense.
Right. I don't think it's supposed to, but it happens. It happens.
Had. I think it's correct. I
Really?
think it sounds had.
Oh yeah, I think you might be.
Okay.
Because
There's three hads in the sentence. That's why.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Either way.
Yeah, it's still
a
probably
lot of
not.
hads.
It's probably they probably shouldn't have done that.
Word had repeatedly spread that we had a blue that we had. I feel like
I don't
one
know.
still makes
Either
more
way.
sense.
Either way, we'll continue.
Sorry,
otherwise we're
I just
gonna
thought we'd
go
point
down
that out because it's funny.
It's
So, yes, the emails and how it was just like terrifying to even open up that laptop.
Yeah,
And he says, I wish I had died on the battlefield. I felt I deserved it. That's a line on the
Dang.
Yep.
paragraph before, which just shows you how
I underlined that one. That was one of the ones that I underlined.
That's just shows you how big of a deal it is and how tough it is to go through what he eventually had to go through with owning up for what happened and confronting it and being in the front man for all that.
Essentially, and then also one of the things that he's also doing that's showing a lot of maturity and importance and necessity to actually have extreme ownership is the maturity to be able to say people are going to take shots at me.
Right.
Don't take it personally. Take it constructive.
True.
Yeah.
That's one of the big ones. And then, we'll get to key takeaways and feelings and like what we should take from this kind of chapter. I guess.
Yeah.
So I can shut the book now. But
Let's start with Dilly.
yeah.
We're just starting?
Yeah.
I thought we were oh, shit.
So big
Okay.
takeaways, what you should be implementing in your life from this. Hallmark moments from the chapter, whatever like really stood out to you, what you think.
Man. I don't know. Nothing yet. Nothing stood out to me quite yet.
What do you think you should have taken away from this chapter?
Instead of blaming people, it sounds obvious, but instead of blaming people, think about. I mean, yeah, just don't blame anybody for. Don't blame anybody for things that are your mistakes. That makes sense. It's pretty bland, but
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's essentially the whole.
Okay.
The
I know the whole book.
purpose. Yeah.
Tanner?
So, I think
That's it.
just mainly just, and what I got from the interview with the president, the VP, of that business was really looking in the mirror and not just for like one thing or two things, because I thought it was very interesting how like almost at the end of that conversation, at least when they were first talking, he was like, man, I'll take a little responsibility, but all of it, that's ridiculous, So he was kind of understanding, but he still, he wasn't all looking in the mirror completely.
Up,
right?
Yeah.
So I think just mainly taking away just, looking in the mirror and just taking ownership for everything. And I think I said it already once, but the taking ownership for the failures and everything, but giving the successes to your subordinates, I think.
Yeah,
Was
giving
probably
success
my
was huge.
favorite thing.
That's huge.
From that. Just, I mean, it seems obvious if once you already have the extreme ownership for the other way.
Yeah.
But I think it's awesome to think about.
If you're humble enough to be able to say it's my fault, you're probably humble enough to already say it's like
that's my point. Yeah.
somebody else deserves more credit than I do.
Right. Exactly.
So big takeaways for me, and obviously I've read this book multiple times, and there's plenty of wear and tear on that fucking cover to prove it and whatnot. Is like the whole like it's your fault. Take ownership of your mistakes.
Right.
Give credit to the people that actually deserve it. The people that actually did the back-breaking work and this and that. The one thing that I don't think this book does good enough, though, is they're giving it as an example of like VP marketing, like what you do at your job.
Right.
Per se. And that's maybe like Dilly can chime in. Like maybe that's a huge takeaway you were taking from it. Like it was kind of what you do at your job, what you do at work.
Are you thinking more stuff?
Like I would say this is more
in general life.
I think you can, if you take it towards your lifestyle instead of your job, it bleeds into your job and you're a better person for it afterwards.
Start with it, before you.
So,
before the job.
like just pretty much like taking ownership for anything involving your life, not necessarily just things that it's your fault, because that's the thing. Like he knew the communications thing is not his fault.
Of course.
But he still took ownership for it because he was involved in it.
Right.
Like if you're super late because you had to do laundry and the fucking water broke or something and now you're 45 minutes late. It's like water broke. That's not your fault. I'm taking ownership of it.
Right.
Or just like simple things like I chose to do this because this and now it's this.
Yeah.
Right.
None of the things in the middle necessarily were under my control, but I was involved with them. It's my fault.
It's funny that we read this, we're reading this now, and I don't know, we'll get more into it, but in the past like 6 months or so, I've been paying attention personally, like to what things I used to, blame. I guess you could say blame, not blame other people, but I would deny that stuff was my fault in general. Like being late to work. I'm always late to work.
You're like, there was a car that was really slow on me.
Nah,
it's not my fault that I was late to work.
And now I stopped stressing about it. I'm like, yeah, I fucking did that. and it kind of is like stress relieving.
Right.
Not saying
It
be
is
late
stress
to work all
relieving,
day.
but it's like you have to play the line because it's like it's stress relieving, but also you have to be a big enough man to own up to it, so that way
And
you're
fix
not
it,
always owning up to your faults instead.
Right.
And like it's like one of those things, and like I say, put it in your lifestyle. When you take extreme ownership of that, it's like things that don't even affect other people, things that just only affect you personally, because those are the easiest problems to have. Where the only things where it's like, this bitch at the bar doesn't talk to me. Or or I don't have enough money in my bank account because the bitches at the fucking work fucked me over, or this or that, or blah, blah, blah. Things that only affect you only in your life, and that's it. Those are, bar none, the easiest to blame on the world.
So, of course.
It's your job that's the fault. It's the girl that's the fault. It's society's fault. It's the culture's fault. It's everyone's fault. No, it's not. It's your own fault.
So I think the hardest thing for me, and this is, I mean, it doesn't necessarily relate to the book, but
maybe,
but I was talking to Tanner about this, and I mean, this could expand a whole nother thing, but
sure.
You ever heard that dudes, like being a guy, you have to have some sort of value, bring something to the world, right?
Yeah.
You heard that whole
you
spiel.
have to bring value for someone else to see it in you or something like that.
Stuff like that. But the hardest thing is looking at myself, and I'm not saying I don't have any value or anything, but
obviously,
hardest thing is looking at yourself and then going, dang, like, you got to picture, like, the hardest thing is I've got to pretend I was looking at myself, you know, and see what I have that people would like about me, this kind of thing.
I like to
stuff.
Right. That exact thing is like my best self, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Looking at me now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do I got to do to become that? You know?
Right.
And
it's
hard sometimes to look at yourself
hard.
like that, right?
It's hard, and everyone kind of looks at it differently. Like, I kind of look at myself like I can see obvious flaws and defects. So what do I change to get those away, kind of thing.
That's kind of what I'm working on. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what a perfect self looks like. No one knows what a perfect self is. So what is my perfect self? Fuck if I know. I just know what I'm doing right now, kind of thing. Like, me waking up and going on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever for 20 minutes to start my day, that's a defect.
Right.
Yeah.
Why am I doing that? I need to stop that, and let's replace it with this. Or I don't have enough money because I keep on going to the gas station every morning and buying a coffee or something, a fucking frozen like fucking $4 fucking coffee can or something like that, or whatever.
You're noticing it.
So it's like
thinking about it.
I need to fucking fix that. So it's like, good. So that's owning up to your mistakes. That's your extreme ownership in your personal life.
Yeah.
Obviously, you should always be a leader in everything you do. You should never be the follower. The best leaders are good followers. So if you're not going to be in the leadership position, be the best follower you can, but you should always try to be that leader.
I think to add on to that, this book it's not something that I can't say anything about it yet because I haven't read very much of it, but it doesn't speak on it doesn't speak to me directly, but it speaks on, I guess, the leading factor, being a leader. Like
that's the thing. It's like, if
it's broad.
That's why this book's so great. But there's a fucking entry fee. You have to be willing to translate what they're saying into your own personal life, and then it changes something. Sure, they give the examples of the military and give examples of being an executive and this and that, but all those lessons can 1,000% be translated into your own personal life. You just have to be a big enough man, a big enough adult, and have enough forethought and deep thinking and willingness to actually grab at what they're saying to put it into your own life when you're not an executive, when you're not in the military, when you're only in charge of yourself at work. And that's when it really makes changes. But you have to do it yourself, which I think is the true best thing. Because then if you do pull it off, it's so life altering. It's just like
everything else is going to flourish.
It's literally the type of book where it's the teach a man to fish instead of just giving him a fish. Like, a lot of these self-help books is just like, do this, make this your daily schedule. Cool. that's just giving a person a fish. It's instant gratification because you do what they say. It's great, but then you don't actually know the underlying process of you doing that and making it your lifestyle.
Right.
This one, you teach yourself how to fish, and now you're just giving it to yourself from here on out. But you have to be willing to do it.
That's the best way to describe it. It gives you the information. It doesn't guide you. It gives you the information, and you take what you can.
Yeah. So just like that, being a leader, recognizing the defects and taking personal fault in that, and saying this is my fault, no one else's.
Right.
Yeah.
When the world fucks you over and says, and fucks you and ruins you and this and that, instead of saying the world fucked me over and that's why it sucks and that's why I can't get the girl, can't get the job, can't get the car, can't get the house, can't get the whatever, this, lost that, and blah, blah, blah. Just say, I fucked up.
Somewhere.
I fucked up and let the world beat me today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I need to change so I don't fuck up again?
So it doesn't happen again. Yep.
Yeah. Instead of just saying...
the only way to look at it.
Yeah, instead of saying, there's no way about it, I don't know what to do, this and that, and throw your hands up and give up and say it's the world's fault, do something about it and own up to your faults.
We were kind of watching a video today of Theo Von was recently on Joe Rogan again, and we were watching a clip of it. And Theo, obviously, goofball. He can be serious sometimes. We saw one video, but this one he was, I think, mainly being a goofball, and then... But you dip into the motivational shit with Joe Rogan, he's gonna go off. Right?
Oh yeah.
Same with UFC. It's UFC or like health building and stuff like that. Those things he's gonna go crazy, which is great. It's awesome. That's why he's super fun to listen to. So, but Theo was talking about how he can kind of get into like cycles, and how it's like because he doesn't take ownership of his life and situations, he could just fail over and over and over because he doesn't. It's just blaming it on the world,
right?
So then he doesn't understand. So guess what? It keeps happening.
Yeah,
because the universe is trying to teach you to realize what happened, go through it, figure out what to do next time, so it doesn't happen again. So
facts.
So we could probably finish up with the book talk and everything for our book club, but
cool.
Great first chapter.
Yeah, great first chapter.
I loved. There's it got to page like 40 is like chapter 2, the start of it. So 40, 50 pages probably.
Yeah.
That we've read so far. It's great. That introduction was awesome. That story was super fascinating. But yeah, how Jocko chopped out that first chapter, I think was. Yeah,
it's a really great book. I really hope all of us are able to actually get some really true takeaways from it.
I already have. So
yeah, it's really great. I mean, it's probably been a year and a half since I've read it, so it's really nice going back through it.
Right.
I mean, I read it multiple times, and then when I had juniors that were lacking in certain things, and I was trying to give them literally everything they could before I got out and EAS'd, I was trying to give them everything I could so that way they can be as successful as possible, because I wanted to hear all the stories about all of them being armory chiefs.
I remember you telling us a story about a very similar one.
Yep.
Of where you guys didn't meet a quota or whatever or something for and for your juniors or subordinates or whatever, and you had like a moment where you thought of the book.
Yeah, it was after my first time ever reading it. It was on deployment.
It is my fault.
We had 2 companies worth of guns to pre-fire inspect and post-fire inspect because they were doing gun drills on the flight deck that day. So it was like 150 weapons at minimum, and each one takes about 4 minutes to properly inspect.
Okay.
And then you have to do the paperwork for each individual weapon afterwards. And with any military person, especially Navy personnel, knows how slow the internet gets on a ship.
It was quite the job.
It takes a lot. There's a lot of time where you don't know if you're going to make it, especially on short timelines.
Right.
So when someone pulled the records and it was at the regular maintenance meeting and they saw all these bad records because we didn't do everything yet, they were like, what the actual fuck, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. One of my guys slept in his rack for half the day and only watched movies because he just didn't feel like it, and I didn't even realize it because I was in charge of optics, he was in charge of guns.
Okay.
I thought he was just in a different area of the ship inspecting guns while I was in another area inspecting the optics, and we were going to meet somewhere in the middle. Never realized that he was just not doing his job, and that was my fault.
Gotcha.
And so I could have, at that meeting, said, this kid wasn't helping because he was in the gym.
Sleeping
that
and being
kid
a
was
bum.
Yeah, this kid was sleeping, being a bum,
Right.
and it left to me, and I had to pull him out of the rack, and they only worked for 3 hours this day.
Right.
And I could have thrown him under the bus, and they would have been like, well, at least you did a full 8 hours, and we can see that on the records. But instead I said, it's my fault. And the dude was literally about to stand up and own up to the fact that he was sleeping in his rack, and he's like,
He's probably like, what the
and I was like, this is my fault. And they took so much more respect for me. They would do anything for me for the rest of the deployment. And I never got anything for that deployment. I was 19 years old in charge of $23 million worth of equipment.
Right. And
That's
some
crazy
might,
to think about.
for that respect piece that I took from that chapter as well, is kind of thinking of it from those people above him, right?
Yeah.
That had the choice to fire him or whatnot.
Right.
And I took that and kind of put myself in their shoes. And if I was in their shoes, I'd much rather have someone that learned that lesson and owned up to it, right? Obviously.
Right.
Than fire him and find somebody that hasn't made that mistake before.
Just think about it from your boss's perspective. If you're like saying his fault, all that does is give him underlying trust against everybody and still has underlying trust against you because
more
that
than you than anybody, probably.
Yeah, because now he has to prove every single person was doing what you just said in order for him to trust you.
Right.
But when you just say, it's my fault, the buck stops here, I'm going to do better, no one, it's like that's respect. And also now I just have to look at you in the face and say, are you telling the truth? Are you actually going to try harder or not?
Right. Yeah.
And that's it.
Exactly.
So yeah, like I had that story, but it's just like I had juniors that, when I was trying to pass on, I'll finish that up and then we'll move on. They're like, if they needed a little something, like everyone has good traits, bad traits, mid traits. And as we go through these chapters, you guys are going to notice how each one kind of deals with a kind of different leadership trait that leads back into ownership.
Got it.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
So I would literally have them take my book, read that one individual chapter that I know could help them, and kind of like this book club, and I hope like kind of Dilly can get a lot, and you can get a lot from doing this and preparing and like having lines like you want to read this out of basically having an opening monologue of what you want to talk about for each chapter. I want both of you guys to be able to do that because with my juniors, I had them write essays on one single chapter.
Right.
Just so that way, and I didn't give a fuck about the essay if it was written well, if they had good grammar or anything. I just cared. I just gave a fuck because so long as I could tell they weren't doing middle school typing where they expanded one sentence into 23.
Oh, I love that. I used to be so good at that.
Yep. So long as I could tell that they weren't doing that, I was happy because I knew if they wrote a whole essay on this one chapter, they're going to take whatever was in that chapter to heart, hopefully, if they're smart enough.
Right.
So I can do everything I can to prepare them for their future leadership roles.
Yep, exactly. And already I kind of feel that way about this book. So I don't know about Dilly. So just a little bit, but
it feels it's good. It's I wouldn't say it's necessarily like my cup of tea kind of thing, but I'm gonna keep reading. I'm obviously not gonna be like, oh, I don't want to read it. You know, we just started it, but
yeah, you have to read it through because we're gonna do a whole. Or
is that you being defensive?
Yes, it's interesting
because you're not taking enough ownership in your own life.
It's interesting, but I think I've started. It's like I said, I started to take ownership before, like months ago. That's why I stopped. Honestly, why I stopped drinking a little bit too, is because I was like, I need to figure my shit out. And I remember, like we were talking about that, but this backs me up more. Tanner's right. Naturally you're gonna be defensive. You don't want to believe some stuff.
That's the whole point of like the second part of that chapter.
Yeah,
right.
Like when he was taking those emails in this chapter after the blue on blue and everyone finds out. He didn't take those personally. He didn't take those as someone personally attacking him or just not listening to him or not willing to hear his side of the story. He took that as people fucking care.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to actually back up what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to do a debrief and say we're going to fuck this up, we're going to fuck this up. We did fuck this up.
Right.
Well, I need to actually give reasonings.
Yeah.
I can't just say we fucked up.
Yeah.
Just like how and that's why we were digging on you.
Yep, I know.
With your whole drinking thing. You were just saying, I had to fix myself. this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
Not even a this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I'm trying to change myself.
yeah. How?
And it's like, we were digging because it's like,
well,
it's cool to say you're fixing yourself, but what is that fixing? What's the defect?
it depends.
You know?
Yes. It depends how deep you guys want to go into it, but because it could be full on therapy fucking, I know why, but I'm not going to ever explain every little fucking
Right.
thing, but just know that I know.
But yeah,
I have my
you see what
reasons.
we're saying? It's like to own up
Yes.
to a fault, you also have to recognize your fault. And to recognize a fault, you have to be able to explain your fault.
Yes, instead of just
Instead of stating, if you state, it's like, what is a woman? It's like,
yeah.
we defend women. Okay, what is a woman? Okay, you
Yeah.
recognize there's women. Cool. That's
But
like recognizing the
expanding.
fault. Now, you need to
Explain
understand what
what
the
it
fault is, and to understand the fault, you need to fucking explain the fault and define the fault.
I think this
Not saying women are fault. Just heard that out loud in my own
You're
brain.
like, wait, that
women
didn't sound
are not,
right.
that's not good. No, women are not a fault. That's not the thing. Women are
Well,
great. Women are wonderful.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
using it as an example.
That was a
but
bad analogy. Okay, anyway.
I'll make sure to clip that, post that everywhere. No, I'm kidding.
So it doesn't exactly relate with this, but the one thing, and I bring up this name a lot.
Steve Harvey.
Not Steve Harvey. Good.
Robert
Gary V.
Kiyosaki.
But Robert Kiyosaki. Gary,
I'm
good,
surprised you
Gary's
didn't
good
say
too.
Robert first.
But Robert always says this thing he talks about, because a lot of people say, I can't afford this.
Right.
And then he switches it to, how can I afford this? And then that gets people thinking,
Yeah.
which of course is not the same thing nearly at all. 'Cause
Well, yeah, it's an
money, but
open-minded question versus a closed-minded.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the closed-minded thing is crazy because that really, it's the same thing. Instead
Yeah.
of saying, "Oh, I messed up," how did you mess up? What can you do differently?
I was gonna say something.
But that, how can I afford this thing is huge.
It is huge. I was gonna say
Yeah.
one last thing, but I can't remember. So maybe we just move on, and if it hits me, I'll just say it real quick. But
Okay.
Okay.
So yep, chapter 2 and 3 next week.
Yep.
So episode 87 will feature those
Yep.
two chapters. So, but chapter 1, beginning of the book, fantastic start. So, okay, so now we're gonna move on to we'll do a little bit of sports. Not too much though.
All right. Yep.
Per Dilly's request, he wants lots of sports.
Dilly's
Sports
dema-
nuts.
Dilly's
Go somewhere else.
demands.
Dilly's demands, not request. Dilly demands only 10 minutes of sports.
If you want sports, go. Never mind. Actually, listen to our
He just
podcast.
refers.
Of course,
he,
yeah.
he refers it to any other.
If you want to
podcast.
listen to sports, listen to our podcast because
If
we
you
need
want-
the views.
Yeah,
you want-
exactly.
If you want the gist, listen to our podcast. You want
Very
the all
much a
around,
gist.
quick little
But
summary.
we're gonna go quick,
It's all right.
and
I'm
we
interested.
can be
too.
quick.
Okay.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals is tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yep.
The Denver Nuggets, of
Yep.
course, we're from south of Denver.
Yep.
Big time homers of the Nuggets, of course, naturally. So, it's exciting. It's exciting times because tomorrow night, for the first time ever in franchise history, they could win the NBA championship. So, it's pretty crazy. I've watched all the games in the series. Have you as well, or at least watched
pretty
the
much.
highlights?
Pretty much, yeah.
How you feeling?
I don't think we're going to win this next game.
Okay. Oh, geez, damn, that's a comment. I tell you what, you don't think we're winning Game 5 tomorrow night?
No.
You think Heat going to come out with too much heat?
So, yeah.
Ooh.
Heat won at Denver already. So the reason why I say that is because just out of such sheer respect for Miami and what Miami has done, they have shown that they have that dog.
They do.
They got
The
that
fact
wolf.
that where they're at is
No.
amazing, right?
Yeah, they got that dog in them.
Yep.
And they are truly at their best
Right.
when they have nothing to lose. Just like a rabid dog in a corner.
Right.
They are going to attack. They are going to go crazy. They are going to
They
throw
will.
everything at the wall, see what sticks, and then the second and that's also one of their great moments with Spo, is when they notice something happening, they just exploit the shit out of it. It doesn't take
True.
them the next game to realize that was happening. They instantly recognize, oh, right there,
Right.
and instantly exploit it like a motherfucker
True.
and whatnot. So that's why I say I think they're gonna win Game 5, because of that. Like, they have nothing to lose. They're gonna go fucking mental. It's
Right.
gonna go crazy and whatnot. And with
It's going to be close.
and
for sure.
Denver Denver is awesome. Denver is great, and I think Denver has a really good chance at winning the series.
Yes.
But with Denver, I just have a concern because the guys seem like they get comfortable on leads
A little bit.
more than they should.
A little bit, but they've shown that they can defend that the last 2 games. Got big leads. The Heat started storming back.
Only defend it for so long.
Yeah, but they pushed back. Like, Game 4 was a fantastic example of that because Game 2, we had a little bit of a lead, and then they just rolled us.
Right.
And we lost the game. But Game 4, we had like a almost 20-point lead at one point, and then they stormed back to make it like a 4-point game.
Right.
And then I don't even know if the Heat scored another basket in the last 3 minutes after that.
Right.
We just right when it got close, we just shut them down. And Jokic only played like 30 seconds. The last 3 minutes was amazing. So
True.
So really showed. After watching that game, I was like, whoa, that was some championship caliber teamwork in basketball. And the fact that it's their third win in the series, they just need one more. They're going to Denver. The Heat are going to go coming out crazy for sure,
Right.
no doubt about it. But Denver and all bias aside, they look like no question the best team in basketball for sure.
Right.
No question about it.
But
the Heat are probably for sure the second best team. But I think that's how it's going to end. We'll see if it happens tomorrow night. But
But and the biggest strength with Denver is their depth and their ability.
Crazy. Yeah.
Because Spo was talking about it after Game 4. He was talking about how it's like we just didn't see anything coming from Aaron Gordon like we saw with 27 points.
Played so good.
Yeah, played so good. Which he's such an underrated talent. He is so good.
So good. It's awesome to see how well he fits.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's amazing.
It's so fun. It's good. I'm happy for him. Really.
Yeah, and so the power of Denver is we don't play selfish basketball. Literally, everyone only gives a shit about winning the championship. Yes. They don't care who gets a triple-double, who doesn't, who gets minutes, who doesn't, and they just care they win.
Right. To kind of your point, the Heat are kind of the same way.
They are kind of the same way. The only problem with the Heat is they have great players.
They do.
But they don't have the depth of great players that Denver necessarily has. Like, they need Bam. They need Butler.
Right.
Denver, they could go Aaron Gordon gets 27. They could go Jamal gets 27. They could go Jokic. He's always going to get 20-something.
Yeah. Or the 2 Browns.
Yeah, the 2 Browns.
Christian Brown, that white
Christian
guy from
Brown.
Kansas.
Yeah,
that guy balled out on Game 3.
Yeah, he was mental.
Jeez.
And then he only got 1 point, I think.
Last game, if 1 point.
Yeah, or something like that.
But it's amazing how that he can have a
it's
career
great.
night and then not even almost touch the floor.
And they could care less.
And we could still win by double digits.
Yeah, and they could care less. So that's the power of Denver. But if Miami is able to guess what we're going to do, then it's a problem.
But I think at that point, it's almost impossible.
I know. It's almost impossible, but it is still possible.
Of course.
And I still say, because the one name, and I've been harsh on him at work talking about
really?
it. This one player I've been extremely harsh on, just because I'm like, I don't know what's happening, is Michael Porter Jr. He has been doing good defensive. He's been given all the defense he needs, but that motherfucker also was a back pocket, wonderful fucking 3-point shooter. And he is a fucking ghost on offense.
He is struggling shooting the ball.
He is non-existent.
But I love that
offense.
Michael Malone, after having Christian Brown be great in Game 3, which is they play the same position, Porter and him, same position, still goes with Porter starting.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. Right, you gotta have, because that's the reason we're here. He had that faith in Jokic and Murray 7 years ago, right? And now they're superstars,
right?
And are one win away from leading us to a championship.
I don't know. I just feel like Denver has the greater talent, but also besides Joker and Murray, well, even Murray kind of, but mostly just Joker, there's not a shit ton of thick skin on that team. Like,
I don't know.
I feel like they have. Obviously, you're in the finals. You've had problems. You've come from losses, and you've had good days, and you had bad days, and you come back from them. Obviously, you had to if you made it to the finals. But, like, Miami, I feel like, could go down 3 games, and they'll fucking be like, we still got a fucking chance, and truly believe that.
Right.
But
I
Denver, agree. Like, they lose a couple of games, and they don't have enough skin on them to necessarily say, like, we don't give a fuck what they just did. We're going to fucking beat them this next game.
I understand what you're saying, but after watching Game 2, that one stung. That first loss at home in the playoffs, and I love everything about what Michael Malone's doing.
Yeah.
He was irate about that loss.
Yeah.
So I think that one really stung. It was like, we should have never lost this game.
I mean, Denver definitely can win next game so long as they come out with an absolute fucking general's fucking execution plan. No questions asked. This is how I feel like Miami's going to come back to Game 5, and they are going to do whatever the fuck they want.
Of course.
And whatever sticks is sticks. That's what I said before.
Right.
Denver has to come out and put throat down on the floor, their foot on their throat,
right?
Not let up, have a plan on how to do that, and execute that same exact plan the whole game to make sure it works, and that's how they'll win. If they vary in plans, they're fucked.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I haven't said anything this whole time.
Right.
I think Nuggets will win.
Okay. That's all Dilly's got to say. He's like,
I just think they'll win.
That's the funniest. Have you seen the trend phrase?
What is it?
On Twitter, like the most famous phrase for the Nuggets right now.
What is it?
Like, you know how like CU Buffaloes in the 2016 was Rise.
Okay, yeah,
and like hashtag Rise, and all these teams. Like,
is it
hashtag Rise, hashtag this, hashtag blah blah blah.
I can see it, the Nuggets one, but I can't. I don't follow them on anything, so I'm like trying to remember.
So I don't know if the team has embraced this, but the whole entire fan base has.
What is it?
Nuggets are good.
Oh, that's
no,
not at all. That's not at all the team's one.
That's not the team's one. Every single fan after the fucking last game, I was on Twitter, and every single fucking fan Twitter post was hashtag Nuggets are good. Hashtag Nuggets are good.
That's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I was listening to one podcast, and they're like, "That is the most grammatically bland fucking hype up phrase I've ever seen."
It is really funny.
Some people are becoming fans all of a sudden.
Well, I think they're more just getting the credit that they deserve, and
I just think it's
if they win tomorrow night, they're definitely going to need to get.
I think it's
credit.
Of course, it's gambling at the end of the day, but it's a no-brainer. I think you got Joker, right?
Yep.
And I think they made it this far.
I showed Dilly a funny video of Lil Wayne today.
Yeah.
Passing Jalen Rose. You know Jalen Rose, the now commentator, ex-player. Jalen Rose goes, "Joker ain't no joke,"
and he was like,
Lil Wayne goes, "Man," he's like, "I had never seen nothing like that before." He just was so genuine about it. It was so cool.
And he could have been. He probably didn't even know exactly who it was. He just the first person that.
Yeah, he just looked up, dabbed him up, was like, "No, for real." Yeah, it was super funny, but it's the truth.
Yeah,
we've never experienced a.
He's kind of a game-altering player.
Yeah. And the game has never really seen anything like it before.
Yep.
To that
all right,
level.
and then very quick highlights on NHL.
So we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah.
NHL, Vegas is winning it.
Vegas is going to win it probably on Tuesday night.
Yep.
So for Dilly, he just it's hard for you to get around the whole playoffs. You know, how it all works.
All
right?
the games, and
I want to see
I'm
Florida.
not blaming you. I
want to see Florida win one more.
That'd be nice.
But Vegas has earned it.
Did you see that brawl at the end of the game?
Oh, man.
That was insane. It looked like an absolute junkyard on the ice. It was insane. Florida threw everything they had in that arena.
It was
on the ice.
fucking exceptional.
I
thought I was going to see a car bumper fly through the stands.
No kidding.
Hockey's
or fucking someone decapitate one of the players decapitate each other or something.
I mean, you work day in and day out doing something like that. I mean,
this is why hockey's the greatest sport ever.
Crap,
they came from like this close to tying the game, and then the horn sounds, then it turns into like the fucking Coliseum.
Like, what do you have to lose at that?
And
point?
those fans, I was no shit. I was expecting weird shit to get thrown on the fucking floor,
right,
on the ice, like fucking car bumpers, fucking live fish. I don't fucking know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Like everything, like a fucking baby pig. I fucking have no fucking clue.
Right.
Fucking goddamn a fucking Xbox 360. I could not tell you, but I was expecting absolute fucking wild shit from stands, from teams, from fucking benches, from everything.
Well, it doesn't help that they're the rat house, so every fucking fan gets a rat to throw on the ice for a goal. Yeah, and they were saving them for that third goal, and they never got it, so they just chucked them all up when the game ended. So,
gosh,
it's been a fantastic. I've watched almost every game in the playoffs in the Stanley Cup.
It's been such a good playoffs for the NHL.
Fantastic playoffs.
One of the best I've
this final.
remember.
It's not if Vegas wins in 5. It's not going to be like a super memorable. final, of course.
It's gonna be truly the greatest playoff ever if
Florida
comes back and wins it.
man.
That's the greatest
100%.
playoff ever.
I think it
You
has to be.
cannot. You literally can't argue that one. Like all of the competition from all the teams.
Right.
So,
What's up?
also, I was gonna say, so with like basketball, for instance,
Okay.
Yeah.
the only reason I think the Nuggets will win is because they've scored substantially more than the other team.
That's how the
how-
sport works.
That's how. But
you do score more.
But
That is the goal.
Listen to me. I'm serious.
No, that's the bucket.
Oh,
Hey, listen.
depends.
Hey, motherfucker. Substantially more. So that's like, okay, it looks like they're gonna win.
Okay, no, it's a fair point.
Hockey, you're up 1, you're up 2, maybe. It's like,
Right.
who's
Right.
gonna win? Because
You really need to watch
like,
the game to understand it.
the
Like
players. Yeah, you have to.
But he
actually,
somewhat got a point with the basketball. 'Cause
basketball.
the
they're
Nuggets
like 20
going
points
into
up. you're like,
Miami and winning by a combination of like
holding
30
them under 95 points for 3 games.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's like all right.
Under 95 points. It's the modern NBA. Everyone's getting fucking 110.
Oh
What
no,
the fuck?
like 120, 130 almost
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, like it's like
in the regular
a
season,
regular season NBA is like fucking 1982 All-Star game. Like
or just the regular All-Star game getting like 200 points. It's ridiculous.
yeah, exactly. It's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, like their defense holding them under 95
And
for
that's-
3 games speaks huge volumes.
That's what I have noticed by watching the finals this year with the Nuggets. Is their offense is like so like almost seems unbeatable because of what we were saying.
Yeah.
How they have just
All
like,
the options.
unlimited weapons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the defense is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Which is hilarious because going into the postseason, they were like, Joker's the key. If Joker's not on the floor, he's not going to make it happen, and Joker doesn't play defense.
We got our biggest lead last night and he wasn't even on the or
Yep.
2 nights ago because he wasn't even on and he
Yeah,
wasn't even
because
on
he
there,
got
so
fouled out.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But
So-
yeah, for hockey, yeah, because the scores are so much closer, it's like 2-1 and this and that. You really have to watch it and
need
be
to
like,
analyze.
because sometimes even the players, they'll celebrate it, but the, like goals go in and they're like,
We got to get back.
I
back to work.
I don't
Yeah.
know how that one went in. Honestly, wasn't even trying. That was a fucking works of the gods.
Well, that's
Hockey's
what's
like
amazing about
big
it,
gamble, yeah.
right? But that's what's amazing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The little
getting
puck
anything.
this big is got to
Yeah.
somehow get past these bodies.
Yeah.
and it does in magical ways sometimes.
Yeah,
and
but
it turned the tide.
And that's
right?
just
Yeah.
unpredictable sport, I think.
And that's why it's so
Yeah.
entertaining. Obviously,
yeah, like
yeah.
And then
Definitely.
they
Yeah.
start fucking fisting each other. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
it's absolutely mental. You get some whoopsies, but then you also get some crazy shit like fucking Nathan McKinnon
Right.
just fucking
Dyson
being
for
a
everybody.
fucking ice bender and fucking just like fucking changing people's fucking lives
Yeah,
by
fucking-
fucking cutting them up and going around them and
giving them new drawers as he passes them.
you
Yeah,
know and like literally making a fucking espresso shot on top of the puck while it goes in because he's so fucking good.
It's nuts.
it is amazing. Well, the coordination and skill and sheer athleticism you have to play hockey is like unmatched
Yeah.
in my opinion. The hand-eye coordination to the upper body strength
Yeah.
to the speed and
It takes
Just a warrior sport.
It's
It's
such
crazy.
a fucking
Some shit-
high, fucking so expensive entry level fucking
is.
sport. Like the amount of skill
super
it takes
expensive.
just to go fucking 10 miles an hour down the ice and still
that
be
alone.
that alone, not fall and still be able to decide which hole you're gonna put it in on the goal and actually be able to do that. Like if you're
Just
able
to
to
skate
go
forward with the puck is hard
yeah,
enough.
I think
go forward and still be like, I'm either going to shoot it in the 1 hole or the 3 hole this time and be able to actually hit that.
While moving that fast.
Insane amount of skill, literally just to do that. And that's rudimentary, basic fucking hockey.
Right.
what I can't get over is the amount of obviously they get breaks. You know, they sleep. That's about it for their break. You know, and I think
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
may sleep maybe 6 hours because they're
Yeah.
up. That is baffling because that's just you're a warrior at that point.
Right.
Your body's put through
It's amazing. That's
I
why
mean-
there's nothing like the Stanley Cup playoffs.
months.
Nothing
I,
like it.
I don't know how they're alive. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fucking crazy.
Loki, the best thing ever is after the finals or after any playoff series when they get eliminated or when it's all over. And then
Go
the team
golfing.
finally, no, not go golfing, but the team finally announces all of the injuries that were not being talked
Oh,
about.
yeah. I
Right. They
bet.
don't talk about it because they don't.
Yeah, like after
they're gonna play through it no matter what.
Yeah, like after last year, Tampa Bay came out and it was like a laundry list. It's like this dude had 3 broken ribs. This dude had a broken one dude had a broken fucking collarbone,
And he was just
playing
and he
through
was
it.
playing it, and no one said anything. He was like,
How do you have
I'm not
that?
going to the fucking doctor. Fuck you. I'm not going
I'm
to
winning
the
this
fucking.
fucking
It's just
Cup.
warrior shit.
Yeah, it's
just,
like it's just a laundry list. And,
And you
like
get
after
hit.
after
Yeah.
the series, they don't care.
I
It's
mean,
not
it's-
like you don't get hit. It's not like a chance I might not get hit for the rest of this. No, I'm gonna get hit like 10 times in each game.
Yeah,
that's
minimum.
the crazy part.
Like serious hits.
Yeah, and I mean Colorado didn't do it this year because like Colorado was also the most injured team leading up into the playoffs. So like everyone has already known. It's like y'all dude are right now. Like no offense, guys, but like y'all are playing with like fucking paper bones and glass skin right now.
Kidding.
Like
so, yeah, we'll see what happens. There could be only one more game in both the Stanley Cup final and the NBA finals, so we'll see. But I don't know if they probably. I think they still both will finish by the time of the next episode, so we'll see.
Hopefully,
no matter what, even if they go the distance, I'm pretty sure.
Because Monday would be next game for NBA, and then after that would be
probably Wednesday.
Thursday.
Or is it 2 days off each?
Yeah,
side?
it's 2 days off now.
So we'll see.
Thursday and then Saturday for a game 7. So yeah, NBA for sure.
And then maybe the Stanley Cup.
We'll Stanley Cup.
But the way it's gone,
yeah,
Vegas is big favorite in Game 5, of course. So
yep.
So last thing, sports wise, Messi.
Yep.
Who is Lionel Messi?
Fuck if I know. Next topic. Bomb. Just kidding. He's the best soccer player in the world, apparently, according to many people. Right?
Yep.
He's the best ever.
So he's coming to the U.S. He'll be on a new team in Miami, right?
Correct.
Sick.
Yep.
Next topic. All right.
No, I think the biggest thing I'm going to say about this.
I'm just kidding. Shit.
Did you see that he got offered a contract in a Saudi Arabian club?
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
Did you see how much it was?
Yeah, it was like almost $1 billion.
1.6 billion.
Oh.
Billion.
Which no athlete has gotten more than like 200 million ever.
Right.
So the fact that it has skyrocketed times like fucking 12.
I think that was his fucking foresight of just being like, I can make $3 billion with networking after soccer.
Yeah, he's like,
right.
I don't even.
Well, it's not, but how much respect is that?
Yeah.
Right, to come to a Miami team now. And to what I think you're gonna get into real quick is, it's gonna skyrocket that club, right?
Yeah,
and that whole,
MLS as a whole is
MLS is gonna skyrocket. Which is great.
What team is he gonna?
It's Miami.
Inter Miami is what.
Inter Miami.
Inter Miami.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
But the stadium's like 20,000 seats.
Yeah,
it's like half of the
every single
stadium.
Every single seat is going to go for like $1,000.
Right.
I was gonna say,
they're sold out for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is there a time where the tickets might not be so crazy?
I don't even
after he retires.
Yeah, honestly, which is sad because it would be awesome to go to Miami and see him.
Yeah, all you can hope is like you can get a Colorado Rapids fucking ticket or something like that.
And the odds of him playing too is probably not great.
It'd be cool to
because I don't think he's gonna start.
It'd be cool to go.
What?
Maybe he is, but I just because of his age, they usually don't. Maybe in the first season.
Okay, so this is where I was really gonna want to go to it because this is why like soccer is on the rise. There is a huge fandom, just like how lacrosse for the 2000s was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Not huger. That's a stupid fucking word. That's like something a lax bro would say. Huge, bro. That was a huge fucking stick whip. Yeah, the 2000 kids were obsessed with fucking lacrosse. Nowadays, it's starting to seem like, because like all those kids always want to just do the not popular sport. And now it's soccer. They chose soccer.
Right.
So there's this huge growth in soccer. So MLS is on the rise.
Of course.
And
they added they expanded the league twice. Times 2.
Yeah.
There's been
they did
11 or 12 expansion teams in the last 8 years.
Yeah, they've done a lot. This isn't the first time we've seen a superstar come to the MLS.
Well, it's happened many
David
times.
Beckham went to Miami as well. And Zoltan went to L.A.
He actually went to L.A., Beckham, but...
No, Beckham went to Miami. Or does he own Miami?
He started Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's it.
why.
That's it. Okay.
But he played for L.A., yeah.
But, yeah, so...
I thought that was an actor.
David Beckham?
Beckham?
Well, he does acting now, but...
okay.
Yeah, he's famous because he...
one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, one of the greatest.
I never knew that.
So that's why I see this as completely different.
Wow.
Zoltan and Beckham both came over here, not even arguable on the back half of their career, where they're not at the peak of anything, not in the peak of conversation necessarily just because they are the best in the MLS the second they got here, but that's just because it's the MLS, you know? But
So
on the world stage, they don't matter and they don't turn the tide anything at all
Like
anymore.
they used to. Yeah.
Exactly. But Messi,
You're saying Messi still does.
Messi literally just came off the World Cup.
He did just win the World Cup.
He literally just came off the fucking World
Yeah,
Cup.
he's-
There's no way you he might be on the back half, but he's
He's
still
on the back half.
He's on the back half, but he's still closer to the peak than he is at the end.
Yeah.
He's not.
I think
All right,
you're
anyways,
right.
He's not
no
at the
tinfoil
fucking.
hatchet.
He's not at the end. He's at.
Says
This
you.
isn't.
So-
Bitch, you like talking about how aliens
you know
drink
what? Don't
fucking.
fucking. I'm not gonna. All right, so we'll wrap it up with that topic because we're probably gonna be carrying on.
I'm
here.
just saying this is
So-
going to be huge,
It's
and
going to be huge no matter what.
it's going
Yeah.
to. MLS is going to surpass lacrosse for popularity, 1,000%, and it could in certain
This
locations
doesn't have to do with Messi. Though. What happened?
surpass MLB in certain locations of the country.
So don't stop right there.
All right,
Stop.
we'll
We're not
we'll
doing.
stop.
We're not doing.
So-
this.
Soccer will be bigger in Miami than baseball.
Okay, that's fair. He's letting
yeah.
Seattle Marlins
No, don't-
will not
oh.
pull a bigger crowd than Miami for the
Seattle
next 5
Marlins.
years.
Okay.
Miami.
Miami Marlins. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
Miami
Like,
Marlins
all the way
will not.
across the country.
They will sell less tickets than the soccer
yeah.
team
Well, yeah.
for the next 5 years.
Even after he's gone?
Yes.
Okay. I would
So-
probably agree. Yeah. I would agree.
So the big thing with Messi coming to U.S. and everything, of course, I don't know about you guys, but I'm never going to be able to buy a ticket probably the next 50 years at this rate or whatever the fuck. But
What,
being
to Miami or for
to
the
that
game?
to that game,
Yeah.
But
Well, he's
what
not
if-
playing for the next
but
50 years.
I know we're not the you're right. I know we're not the only ones that can't afford that ticket. Do you think
course.
people will be outside of that stadium? So get-
Absolutely.
Tailgaters?
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yes.
why
That's
we
American culture.
Should, so we should visit.
Yeah,
right?
that's
but-
the American
yeah,
culture.
but
we should
it's
do
like-
that.
Yeah, but it's like going to
Tanner
an
just likes
amusement
winning.
park. No. I got to see the man
the thing.
do the thing.
There's
I
no
saw
way.
Steve will do it in front of my face,
Yeah.
chug a beer.
You're right.
That's like Michael Jordan dunking.
That is
Or
that you
Messi playing soccer.
You can't. Yeah, but there's things called I can't afford that. It's stuff. I can't
It's
afford
great
that.
for like
you always
the
get
super fans kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like you just want to be around the fans.
yeah. How
But
cool
I'm
though.
not going to Miami to be around the Miami fans. I'm going to Miami to see Messi.
But I get that. I understand that.
Case in
but
point.
Like
Miami's
I would be
cool.
fine going to a Boise State tailgate because I just care about the Boise State football culture.
but
I don't care about any
But
fucking
other-
player on the team, so long as they win.
I understand. But Miami's really cool. So if we did other stuff
Which we
out
would,
there,
obviously.
Yeah.
other stuff out, it's really cool.
But I'm just saying.
how cool would it be to tailgate and someone's got to screen up? There's gonna be something
Yeah,
up. I mean,
but I can do that at my house.
I know, but you'd be that close to
Exactly.
Messi.
If you're
I
that
know.
close, why not make the
Because you
effort?
can't afford it.
I know.
I can't.
Some people will agree with you, Dilly, but I am siding with
okay.
Tanner on this
Yeah,
one,
there's
where it's
no
like
way.
I don't give a fuck about the Miami soccer culture. I
Okay.
care about Miami culture. That would be dope. Going to Miami, living up
Let's
in
just
Miami,
do it
go to Miami
to have
Beach.
fun at Miami.
Yeah, that would be
just
dope
go
as fuck.
Happen to be
But
there
if I'm
and
going to go to a Miami soccer game, I'm not going to Miami soccer to experience the Miami soccer culture because I could give a fuck less
Yeah.
about that. I'm only going to give a fuck about seeing Messi.
So-
and I want to see Messi and be
I
as
get-
close to Messi as possible.
I get that.
I
But
only go to tailgates if I care about the culture.
I know I get that. I just think I guess I didn't explain it well enough. What if we had other priorities in Miami and we happened to be there during that game and tailgating?
Oh, by,
go to
a,
the- you
by
go
a
to-
happenstance? Okay,
Yeah.
then yes.
No,
Yes.
like we don't go just for that. We go
You
to
go to
other
the
plans.
bars downtown Miami and watch the game at the bars. That's what you do.
Could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Could
what
do
you
that.
do instead.
If we're
That,
going,
yeah, be
if
around
we
it.
go to Miami and we're getting lit in Miami and we're like, oh fuck, a Miami soccer game's happening and
That
Messi's playing, then it's like,
That would be cool.
then I would do the tailgate or the bars or something like
'Cause
that.
then-
But if we're like
Not the
planning,
tailgate. I still can't do the tailgate.
no, I'm fine with the tailgate because the tailgate people are going to be
You'd
handing
be
out
around
beers.
it, just around
Yeah.
the environment.
People got TV, beers,
insane.
If I'm that
grilling
close,
some
I'm getting
fucking
in that
bratwurst.
bitch.
It doesn't mean cancel it completely, you know.
Yeah,
It's
but it's like
just
if-
'cause you can't see 'em, I
If
get
that's
it.
something on our schedule, like there is a Miami game,
Right. If
when
yeah.
we're in Miami, we need to go.
That would be cool.
Then it's like, okay, it's tickets or nothing.
well, it's
Exactly.
like hockey too. Aren't people outside of the stadium? Some people that
Well,
can't make
for
it
every
in.
sport, yeah.
It's like
but it's again,
you're
it's
around the
for
environment.
culture.
yeah, but I know
but-
Messi's different.
Yeah, it's the greatest. So, hockey, I think, is the greatest sport in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And a close second is football, in my opinion.
Yep.
But when we're thinking about the world in sports, it's soccer.
I
right
think
now.
that's the closest you're going to be to him in your life, right?
Well, yeah.
I think so. Might as well.
We're already
have fun.
with him being in this country. We're already as close.
Yeah, it's huge.
But
go ahead, sorry.
I think with the magnitude of who he is, right?
Yeah.
With soccer being the world sport, right? The greatest world sport, and him being the best of all time at that, the greatest world sport. If I'm going to Miami,
You want to be
I'm
there.
getting to that. I'm getting inside that
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I only
Yeah,
give a
but this-
fuck about seeing Messi, and I can
get
see
that.
Messi on my phone right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So the
chill out, bud.
tailgate doesn't interest me.
Yeah. I
Because-
just think the environment. That's what I meant to say. Not
Yeah,
the tailgate.
which is fine. You're more of a cultural guy.
Yeah,
you want to see
Miami's
the
always-
you want to see the different culture, and that's fine.
It'd
That's
be
great,
poppin'.
and that's wonderful. A lot of people do care about a lot of people only will do tailgates. They don't. They are obsessed with the teams. They're obsessed with the players, and they want to see the players.
Yeah.
But in the end, they only tailgate because they prefer the tailgate culture.
I think if we
Personally, it's like I would do a Patriots or a Buffalo tailgate,
Yeah.
even though
Buffalo would be sick.
that would be sick. But a Miami soccer tailgate, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the
Well, like-
Miami culture. I don't give a fuck about the Miami team. I only give a fuck about Messi.
I think it's cool, and that's the. I mean,
'Cause
I
you
just
can
think
say
this
you
is
saw Messi play.
but it's like accommodating to what you can't afford. Everybody, it's of
Right,
course
but
they
if
say,
I'm
how
gonna
can I
go
afford that?
down, it's one of those things where it's like if I'm gonna go down to Miami, plan
see
a
him.
day out to go to a Miami soccer match.
You want to see it.
Then I'm going to also plan
To save up
to
money.
save up 4 tickets to go see Messi because
Yeah.
anything else is going to be a letdown.
And
Because
okay, I
I'm
see.
not flying all the way to Miami to watch Messi on a TV.
Yeah.
I'm flying all the way to Miami to see
What if-
Messi in the stands.
So here's the thing. What if you exited the whole stadium and then you just walked out and you saw him in
He
person?
wouldn't.
You wouldn't-
It's not a
wouldn't think-
concert. No, they all
That's not
they
what I
have
said.
private parking inside the stadium, so they pretty
And
much
it's
like
Messi, for God's sake. You don't think
Yeah,
he's
like-
gonna have fucking
like you see their
presidential security?
Ferraris enter
True.
into a tunnel underneath the stadium, and then you see
Maybe.
their Ferraris exit out of the stadium.
I guess the chances
You
are
don't see them
But
walking
it's not.
in
It's
and
not
out.
seeing him. It's seeing him do what
he
his
does.
craft, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to see Messi eat a hamburger.
Oh, okay. Damn.
I'm
I didn't-
trying to
I
see-
would. I'd be like, fuck.
Well,
this
yeah,
is
it'd still be
Messi.
cool, but
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to see Messi get a touch and then fucking hit fucking right center
Yeah.
and then fucking
just
top
to see him
right.
touch the ball, that's
Yeah.
it. I'm good.
Yeah,
All
see
right, well-
Messi do a touch and hit top right and fucking see that bitch go ping
It's
off
like
of the fucking back.
right.
So let's just
It's
go
just
to
like getting offered to go to a concert for your favorite person, but saying, "Nah, I gotta sleep in." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like
well, let's
Or
just,
it's like
at Red Rocks. You
Yeah,
know,
it's like-
right before.
Yeah, it's
you know,
like telling Seth.
never
It's
do
like
music.
Seth tells you, it's like, hey, we can go see Snow to Prada.
Snow to
for
Prada.
yeah, Snow to Prada,
Prada.
or Jewish Mario for you.
Yes.
And it's like,
Yeah.
the concert and the tickets are $65 a piece, and you're like, or like
Let's
this
just
and that,
stand
and,
outside,
and then
it's
you're
loud
like,
enough.
yeah, but like, I mean, someone's doing a live stream of the concert for $10 in the bar
Honestly,
next
I'd
door.
be-
It's like,
I'm just a weird person.
yeah, but
I,
it's like,
I know what you mean. It's not the same thing.
it's like you do not get the concert experience.
So-
You don't get the concert vibe. You don't feel like you actually saw them. You just saw a fucking live
let's,
stream.
Let's just. I think it'd be cool to. When is he supposed to play?
Well,
Right.
he hasn't even. That's the crazy.
Oh, okay.
The power of Messi. He hasn't even actually signed a contract with Miami
Oh,
yet.
okay.
He's just said
And
he's
yet
going to.
he said he's going
You
to.
just said, yeah,
and
no,
because he said he's going to, they sold out their tickets for the next 2.5 years.
So okay, so what we should do is obviously go to Miami with other stuff planned,
Of course,
but being near that stadium when it's happening in that area,
would still be great.
the
It'd
whole
still be
town
great.
would. The whole
But if I'm going
area,
all the way there,
I
right, 'cause
know
it's not a short trip.
you'd want to go in the stadium. I know.
Well, I might as well
Well-
try to figure that out.
Try
I-
to find a way to be in the stadium.
I see what
Like,
you're
why
saying. I
are you
just could
going
never
to try
afford
to
that.
get Miami flights? Try to get a Miami hotel or an Airbnb
not go all the
and
way.
try to find all of these things to do the whole entire week and spend all this money to do all these things all the whole week and save up for all of these things the whole entire week and then stop at the game and say, I can't figure out how to save up enough money
It
for
would
that.
just be so expensive to be in there, so I think it would be.
Yeah, but
It
it's
would
not
be-
about how expensive it is.
If you're already that
I
deep
know what you
into
mean.
it,
Seeing-
just add it.
Seeing
Just add to it.
Well, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but there's shit. Okay,
don't know
I
if you
want a
do.
Ferrari. All right, I can't fucking get a Ferrari,
Right.
so I'm gonna get a Honda Accord. That's bright red.
I
That's
think-
as close as I can get. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just get a Ferrari. That's not how life works. I can't do that. I can't
I
fucking afford
understand,
it.
Right.
But it's
So-
expensive
Someone
to take a
accommodate-
trip to
What-
Miami.
I'm
what
fucking
we're saying
cracked out.
is like, if you're going to plan stuff out
Might
for
as
your
well go all
trip,
the way in.
Yeah, might as well go all the way in, because if you're going to plan to go to the tailgate and see them on a video, you don't get the feeling like you saw Messi.
Are you going to tell your grandkids, yeah, I was in Miami while Messi was playing for Miami,
So,
Still
but
fun.
I watched it on the TV.
It's fun, but
What's the difference between that and saying I witnessed the greatest soccer player play?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, like, you're already thousands of dollars deep into a trip because of flights and Airbnbs and food and everything else. So if you're going to schedule out your time, you want to make the most of it. So are you going to make your most of it watching a soccer match on a TV standing in a parking lot? Or are you going to do just fucking a gator's eye socket after you shoot it with a bow?
I know
you're gonna fucking fuck a gator's eye socket.
I know what you mean.
Because it's Florida.
I know what you mean too, but Miami's so much different.
It's so much different, and there's so many things to do in Miami.
Yeah.
So I'll go spend my money and my time doing other things in Miami and getting lit in Miami instead of watching a soccer match in Miami.
We're talking about a guy here.
Or something.
We're talking about a guy in Messi where after he won the World Cup for Argentina, these people had a parade and danced and sung his name outside of his grandmother's house and thanked her for like 2 weeks straight, never left her house, thanked her for having sex and giving birth to his mother.
That is insane.
Yeah. It's
to
insane.
create him eventually.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's insane. So yeah, it's like
it's cool.
just like,
I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's just spend your money elsewhere if you're going to do that, because it's not going to be the scene. You're going to get disappointed because I'm going there for Messi. I'm not going there to watch a soccer game on a TV. That's like flying all the way from North Carolina to Idaho and then hanging out with your buddies, and he's like, "Well, we got Rocket League on my Xbox."
I know what you mean. I don't know. I'm just an accommodating person. That's how I've always been.
Yeah, exactly. It's just as much as I don't want to fly from North Carolina to Idaho to play Rocket League when I could have played Rocket League at home and got the same experience and made him scream just as much in North Carolina.
Could be different, you know? You never know.
Oh, stop it. Now you're siding with Dilly.
Yeah, shit.
I don't know. I see what you guys mean.
This is a great opportunity, though, that he is going there, and you want us to all go to Miami. So maybe if he's playing like 2 or 3 years from now and it's not, you know.
Maybe the hype died down. Maybe some more superstars
you guys have,
filtered out throughout the league.
I'll be outside watching on the big screen. You guys hit it.
And then we'll fucking shit on you for the rest of our lives for doing that.
Because I don't know. I don't know.
You're going to go all the way to Miami with us, and we're like, hey, extra $150 for a ticket.
If it's reasonable, then I'll do it.
Yeah, it might surely. Well,
it's got to come down.
We'll see what happens. But
yeah,
a couple years from now, it definitely could be different. So we'll see. But it makes, if we do end up making that trip, like you've talked about, now it makes it even crazier. If that ever did happen, we went to a game. That'd be crazy.
It would be cool.
Literally insane.
That would be a once in a lifetime.
Oh,
thing
not even close. It's
yeah,
the most once in a lifetime thing you'd ever do.
He has the power to change the league.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
All right. Anyways, I'm just kidding.
Beckham and Zoltan, they were already kind of sipping prune juice.
So many players have done it. There's so many that are now doing it. So many.
Yeah, like basically MLS is the joke because it's like the global retirement home for soccer players.
Oh,
like it's like
older people.
It's like time to get like 3 more years in, collect my bag, and move on.
So how much longer do you think he would play?
I bet he has a solid 6 more years. I bet he has 6 more years.
Yeah.
Not 6 more years of elite playing, but 6 more years of playing in the professionals before he completely hangs it up.
Isn't he like 30 something?
He's like 36.
Yeah.
That's pretty old for.
I would say like maybe 4, I think. I think maybe he signs what he still hasn't signed a contract. But I'm thinking it's going to be 4 or 5 year contract.
Because I will say I've actually always wanted to go to a soccer, like a big professional soccer game. I've heard they're
go to Europe for that shit.
Yeah, go to Europe
it's
because
unbelievable.
That would be crazy.
You could go to the Colorado Rapids and it's probably going to be like they're going to pay you to take the ticket because no one goes.
Yeah.
So it's like you get to see an MLS match, but like you're not going to get any.
It's fun. It's still fun, but
it's not like you have a packed stadium of people fucking ready to cut people's throats.
Yeah. It is crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So we have one more topic we could do, but
that's fine.
We're high on time.
So
what are we at?
Let's wrap it up.
Little over 140 on mine, but I think yours is like
fuck yeah
150. So
that's a good fucking time.
Well, we'll save it for next time because it's
that gives you some more research time.
Yep.
There we go.
That's good.
And I think we did like an hour of talking about the book.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one. Hey, that's fine.
It's good.
But I loved it. So We'll do that again.
And then Dilly
next
actually
week.
contributed in sports for once, so now we kept on talking.
I did because I'm amped.
Good job, Dill. You fucking contributed in sports.
All right, it's the last of it.
We'll do sports
All
next
you
week.
sports nuts.
Dilly's a fucking sport guy.
All you sports nuts go somewhere else. This is
Dilly's
not
a
the
big
podcast.
sport guy. Dilly's the big sport guy. He's a big Miami sport
sports.
guy.
Stupid.
It's like, you've heard of Pat McAfee? Go to his show instead of
So
ours.
pisses me
Isn't
off.
it amazing? Like, if the internet had to assume one person to defend Miami culture to the T and say,
It's
sacrifice everything for Miami. You thought it was going to be someone that looks like Jorge Masvidal
And it's me.
or something like that, and it's fucking
Dude,
Dill
I'm-
Bit over here.
I'm
He's
telling
like,
you-
Miami or nothing.
You know how? Oh, here's the thing about Miami. I
this
swear to
dude
God.
bleeds white hot.
You know, when you go to a, you know how you go. Okay, let's say you go to a city, for instance. The city's popping, right? You go outside of the city. There's quieter areas.
Yeah.
I've never seen that whole place is popping. Anywhere you go to a gas station. There's people fucking crammed into a gas station ready to party. Like I've never seen anything like it. You know, it's everybody's partying. It's nonstop.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I think we eventually would have to.
It'd
do
be
that.
really fun for sure.
Yeah, and we
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
We don't have to do anything nuts, you know. You can just be there, and there's
If you're
just
going to go to Miami, you might as
Well,
well
besides
go
that.
all out.
there's that, yeah.
There's no like what? Why
It's
are we
exactly
doing
what
this
Jeff's
whole
explaining, yeah.
cross-continental trip just to vibe?
Because if I see what you mean, but if you're in Miami, there's memories alone. If you walk up and down all the fucking streets and shit.
Fair
and
enough.
I see what you mean,
All right.
though.
We'll end it there.
Cool, you're wrapping it up.
Maybe, yeah. Miami pod 2 years from now, you know.
Yeah,
Who knows?
That would be crazy.
Now that would be something.
That would be nuts.
That
Pod
would be
with
something.
Messi.
Oh
We
man.
become such a sports podcast. We get Messi on the pod.
Oh man.
Hey,
I'd ask him what his name is.
man
again.
can dream, you know what I
You
mean?
can't take
Yeah.
the train off the tracks when it's at that point, dude.
Yeah, I'd be going.
Right. All right,
It's
cool.
fucking going.
So we'll do chapter 2 and 3 next week,
Yep.
episode 87. So,
And if anyone else wants to read along and
Right.
make comments,
any questions too?
we'll fucking read your comments. If you have
Definitely.
any commentary on the intro and chapter.
Right. So, read all 3 chapters and comment down below of this episode.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about it next episode. So,
Yes, sir.
thanks for listening and watching, you guys. Appreciate ya. Let us know how you like the episode, talking about the book and all the other stuff we talked about. So,
All right.
appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Cool.
Love y'all.
See ya.
See ya.